Hello, and welcome to Risk Easy, where risk management is made easy. Today, I will show you how to complete incident, accident, and suspected child harm reports. Now, before I proceed into the training, I need to stress that Risk Easy is a tool to document and report your incidents internally, that is, within your organisation. It does not replace following proper protocols regarding incidents that are required legally to be reported to an outside agency, government, or otherwise. Please seek your own advice regarding the documentation, reporting, and storage requirements for your site in your state. So you can create a new incident report by pressing the plus sign here in the My Recent Incidents in the dashboard screen. Or you can go to the main navigation panel here, click on Incidents, and then choose the report that you would like to create. So here's some definitions for you. An accident is an incident where there have been injuries. Suspected child harm is a report that details a child at risk and what actions you have taken to protect this child. An incident is a broad term and it does include the first two, but you can use these particular forms to document near misses or other important incidents that occur that don't fit into the accident or suspected child harm area, but you still want to note them and record them in the Risk Easy system. All these incidents can be assigned a class according to their urgency using the classification definitions set up by the administrator of your site. Now, these definitions are found by clicking the question mark up here at the top of the screen. You can also find those definitions when you're filling in your individual forms, again by locating the question mark, clicking it, and then you'll get your definitions come up like I just did then. So I'm going to show you some of the classes that have been defined by one of our teams. They're just an example, and yours might read differently. So here we have a class 1 definition. It's quite lengthy. Class 2, 3, 4, and 5. As we get to the bottom of the page, there is a section here which defines how confidentiality is maintained in Risk Easy. As you will appreciate, these types of reports have ethical and legal obligations attached to them, protecting the privacy of the individuals involved. Therefore, you'll find that you can only see certain aspects of the reports that you have written, and you won't be able to read the reports of others. Your organisation will have a defined set of parameters of who can view what information in the system and who can lock information out of the system, out of view from other people. And these are the permissions that have been set up by my site here. Now that we've covered these important preliminaries, I will show you what these forms look like. The actual wording of the forms used to gather the information is determined by your administrator. So I'm going to show you the forms I work with. They might look different to yours. So let's see what a form may look like. Here is an incident report, and it's a standard form where you fill in the details line by line. So you'd click on your campus, you'd identify the incident class as a class 1, 3, 4, 5. Remember, if you forget the definitions, go to the question mark. They're defined for you here. This asks for name and details about what happened, and when you finish filling in the form, you would press submit. This is what an accident report looks like. Again, you'd follow the same procedures, just filling in, clicking down, filling in details. Now you might want to identify where the injuries occurred, so you'd click on, and then you'd press bruise, and perhaps the man had a fracture that occurred here. Poor man, he's rather messed up, isn't he? And here, so you can add that information there, and you would press submit. And finally, I'll show you a child harm report. Now this may potentially be a class 1 reportable to an authority. Fill in the details. I'm just going to add some letters in here just to show you what happens in the next screen. So you'd finish filling this in, you'd press submit, and then you'd be taken to our review screen here, and you can see the information that I added in the previous screen has come across here. So you would review your information, making sure that it's as you intend it to be. If you want to make any edits, you can go back and adjust. And once you finish it, you would press the declaration here on the green button. Now I need to let you know that once you press this green button, you will not be able to make any more changes to your report. So just make sure it reads the way you want it to read. I thought I'd also show you what some reports look like when they're filled in, because I've just flicked through those empty forms here. So here's an example, and they're fake examples, but they're useful to have a look at. So here we have an accident report. It's a class 3, and it's been assigned case number 20. And it's very clear in the system who can read the report. So we have the names of the people in the various teams that can read this information. These eye symbols here, they determine who has viewing access as well. Now, while that eye is open like that, it means that this person can view. But sometimes as investigations proceed, it's necessary for your board or your management committee to lock people out of being able to view information, because as investigations go on, sometimes more confidential information comes to light, and they would lock people out of the system just to limit the access. So that if they undertook that process, you would find that this eye symbol would have a cross through it, just letting you know that that person has been locked out. You can see the information that has come through regarding this accident. As we get to the bottom of the screen here, this is the tracking area. So as the investigation of this accident takes place, your management committee or your manager might start documenting the action plan of investigating what happened. They might start adding notes to the system or asking other people to add notes to the system or photos, relevant information. You can see right here that someone has added a doctor's report to this accident report. And you would add an attachment by pressing Add Attachment, give it a name, choose the file from your system and press Submit. If you wanted to add a signature, you'd press Get Signature and you'd add a signature there. And at each stage when you add information, please press Submit just to make sure it's saved to the system. I'll show you a suspected child harm report because they do read a little bit differently, and most of them will come up as a class 1, meaning that they're reportable to an outside authority. It's been assigned case number 22. Again, we can see who can read what in the system. Information regarding the disclosure. Now, this one comes with a checklist. Now, a checklist has been developed by this site administrator, and it asks the people to follow through on certain actions. So, has this incident been reported to an insurance company? And you would open this area here, tick yes or no, date when it occurred, and that means your checklist is getting completed. This is yet to be completed. Some of it has been. Scroll down and you can see as part of the investigation some signatures have been gathered. And remember I showed you that by using Get Signature. So this is a trackable area of the actions that have taken place. Now I'll show you this area here, this task area. Now your manager may at any time request further information from you to add to the report, and that's the initial report that you have written. They might ask you to follow up some details that would form part of the investigation, and they would do this by clicking on Add Task here, and they might say, can you please get a photo? They would assign it to a person, a date that they want the action completed by, and they'd press Submit. Now once they press Submit, you will get an email asking you to complete your task, but you will also note that if a task has been assigned to you, you will get an alert that appears at the top of your screen here. And you can see that I have an alert awaiting me. So I would click that. Lets me know that I have a task that still needs to be completed. So I can click on that task. And that would move me to the report that that task relates to. So scroll down here. Let's find some more information about that task. Okay, I have been asked, please add the photo you spoke about of the sheet of wood on the ground. So I would find that photo and I would go to Add Attachment. I'd give my attachment a name, I'd choose the file from my system and I'd press Submit. One last action, it's the most important action when following up your task. So I've added my attachment, the But the last thing I need to do is scroll down to the bottom here to the area called Complete Open Task. Open that up, and there's the task that I was asked to do. I'd click on that. Now, this is the only way of letting your manager know that that task has been completed. I would open that up and I'd press Submit. Only once those actions have been completed will the alert disappear from the top of your screen. So that's how we fill in forms in RiskEasy. What I want to do now is show you one last thing, which is the incident overview page. Now, you will only be able to see on this page the reports that you have authored. And up the top here, these are your search bars. Now, you can use your search bars to help limit the view on your screen according to your search. Now, you might decide that you only want to see accident reports on your screen. You might be doing a report that looks at the accidents that occurred in your organisation over a period of time. So I've just done a search on accident. There's only one in the system, but that just shows you very quickly how to run a search in the incident screen. So that is how you create, update and manage incident, accident and suspected child harm reports in RiskEasy. I hope this has helped you. We do have more tutorials available, so please have a look at these. Thank you for your time and have a great day.